Good morning. It's almost December. In fact, when you're watching this, it will be December Eve. So Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas as far as I'm concerned. I have had the best couple of weeks away, so thank you for bearing with me last week when I wasn't here. But I really had the best couple of weeks. But I tell you what, I could not believe. It's freezing. I could not believe the contrast just in those 2 weeks. I think it actually snowed while I was away, which I was very sad to miss. I'm always sad to miss the snow. I hope we get more. Fingers crossed, everybody, for snow in December. Even though where I currently live, I would definitely be snowed in. I wouldn't even be able to get to the end of my driveway, I don't think, if there was snow, but I would love that. As we all know, any excuse to stay in my house, get cozy, light a fire, watch Christmas films, absolutely is a yes from me. So fingers crossed for snow in December. When I got off the plane, it just felt like Christmas, just the atmosphere. There's something in the air that's it's not even tangible, but just something felt like Christmas. I think it's the kind of low winter sun, the darker days, the fact that everybody is in all of their big woolly, coats and hats and scarves and everything. Just something in the air really feels like Christmas. And I think I've just come home feeling so positive, so excited about this whole season and also the whole of next year, and just an overwhelming feeling of just grateful and excited for this time of year. And it's going to be a really fun December. But as I always say, if you're somebody that's watching this that maybe doesn't love the winter, doesn't really love December, maybe doesn't particularly love Christmas, I always just really hope that in every video, maybe there's just a little something in each video that could be something that you could look forward to, even if it's just an idea of a film to watch or something to bake or, a candle to light in your house or something. I really hope that there's just a little something, because I totally appreciate that this season's not for everybody, Christmas is not for everybody, and I just really always hope that there's just a little something for everybody in the videos over the next few weeks and the next few months. And on that note, I actually just really want to start this video with something that I was thinking about the other day. Out Christmas shopping, getting some bits and pieces that I'll show you later today actually, and I was just thinking how excited I was to share that with you, and it made me think of that idea of life being all about sharing things that give you joy, and that being the thing that gives you the most joy. And that's something that you really give to me. Whenever I watch something that's really good, or buy something that I think is really nice for the house, or try on a new jumper, or Rue does something really cute, I always think, oh, I have to show mum, I have to show my friends, but I always think that I can't wait to show you. So I just wanted to start this whole festive season just by saying my December would not be as special if I didn't get to share it with you. So yeah, just really appreciate you. And on that note, we are about to have possibly the coziest day of the entire year, because today is the day we're decorating for Christmas. So it's the Friday before December for me. And like I said, when you're watching this, it will be December Eve. It'll be the day before December. So I'm really hoping that some of you have this video on in the background and you're decorating your house for Christmas. So in terms of the plan, let's talk through the plan a little bit, because I've got other things going on today. In fact, today really is, dare I say, definitely going to be the coziest day of the year, because do you know what tonight is? Broadway Christmas market. That is something that I genuinely look forward to all year, because there's just nothing more special to me and more festive than going to Broadway Christmas market. So that's why we're going tonight. In a second, we're going to do some baking, because I have come across possibly the most delicious sounding recipe just ever. So we're going to make that this morning. It's one that I actually found when I was getting all my Christmas decorations out of the boxes. There were a few torn out pages from previous years' Christmas magazines, like the supermarket Christmas magazines. I'd torn out recipes from them from previous years, and this is one of them, and it just sounds so good, and I don't think I've ever made it before. So mum's going to come around, so I thought if I make us some cookies, some mince pie cookies, that's what we're about to bake, then we can have a cup of tea, we can have a cookie, we can put some Christmas music on. So let's actually get on with some baking. I need to show you some other bits, but I'm going to move you because I think we're probably all sick of this whole situation. So let's do some baking. Also, I've got both of the girls here this morning, and look at them cuddled up to each other. You'd never believe that Poppy really did not like Rue to begin with. It was a really slow process. Rue's going to be 5 next year. Can you believe that? Okay, this is what I wanted to show you, because I got this on Zara Home. It's the cutest thing ever, and actually so useful. So it's just a little thing of recipe cards, and then they also put the dividers so you could have, like, baking, mains, starters, soups, whatever, you know, just so that you can organise them a bit. But what I thought was, rather than having all of the cut out bits from magazines, I would write them down and then I have them for every single year. So this is the recipe for the mince pie cookies that we're about to make. I will also write it in my description, because even if you pause the screen, you probably can't read my writing, because nobody can ever read my writing. I've combined the 2 types of sugar, and then I'm just going to break up this butter. It's pretty much room temperature now. And now I'm just taking this to the other side of the kitchen so that I can use my electric whisk to beat this. Okay, I ended up actually just doing that with a wooden spoon. So now just need to add in the egg. Just adding 1 teaspoon of bicarb to the flour. And then because I don't have mixed spice, I'm just going to put half a teaspoon of nutmeg and half a teaspoon of cinnamon instead. Just going to combine this. I need a much bigger bowl really, but I'm just making do. I'm just going to add my 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So you literally just flatten the ball in the palm of your hand, and then put a little bit of mincemeat in the middle, and then hold the edges, and then really gently roll it back into a ball. And then I've just got a few chocolate chips that I'm just going to pop on the top just to make them look a bit prettier when they come out of the oven. Okay, I'm going to do these before I do the other batch. So they need to go in the fridge now for half an hour, which is always the bit that I get really impatient with. But I want them to work, so I'm going to put them in the fridge for half an hour, and then they go in the oven for 14 minutes on 180. And then we can finally see how they turned out. They look so good, and honestly they smell even better. I'm just gonna try and pop them on here so that they can cool down. I'm just gonna dust over a little bit of icing sugar. Okay. Let's break one in half. Oh, this one's going to fall to pieces. They're still a little bit too warm, but this is what they look like. They're kind of crunchy on the outside and then like a mince pie on the inside. Yum. Okay, the living room is actually a complete mess. It's being hidden well by the table and me, but if you could see the floor over there, because I've just been literally pulling everything off the sofas, trying to get rid of all of the autumn bits and pieces from my living room, and then I've been gathering together on the table behind me all of the bits that I'm going to need to decorate for Christmas. This is obviously not everything, I've got boxes downstairs, but what Mum doesn't know, Mum's on her way over, and what she doesn't know is Christmas pyjamas are in fact obligatory. So I pulled out, you know, my Holly White Company Christmas pyjamas, they're for Mum. I'm also going to choose a film on the TV, we'll go do that together in a second. So Christmas film on, mince pie cookie, cup of tea, pajamas, Christmas pajamas, and then we can finally start decorating with some of the stuff. I'll show you some of these bits now. So as I said, these are just the first few bits that I've pulled out. And I think maybe even all of this is my Zara home delivery that I got. But I've gone very, very traditional. Because I mean, I go very traditional every single year. I think it is the trend this year. I kind of hate Christmas trends. Let's talk about that in a second, but let me show you these bits first. So I've got this cushion cover, which just reminds me of something that I would have seen at like my granny's house or something. So I love it. I've got a really gorgeous checked red throw to replace my autumn one that can go into storage until next year, autumn. And then I've got some cushion covers. Like I said, it's all very kind of like red tartan. I did get this little house that lights up. I thought that was really sweet. Obviously, these are the ones that Mum and I chose for the tree. They're so cute. So they'll go on my real Christmas tree once I get that. Rue's Christmas dog bed, of course. We're on the Netflix Christmas film section. I have to say, Netflix don't really have any of my favourites this year. My two favourites are The Holiday, naturally, and also The Grinch, but the animated one. They don't have either of them. Oh, also, this is on Netflix now, Frankenstein. It's so good. I saw it in the cinema. If you didn't see that vlog, you have to watch that. I loved it. If you've seen lots of these, let me know which are the good ones. I did think that was an okay film, like obviously just an easy Christmas watch. Okay, I'm gonna pick The Family Stone. I actually saw this for the first time the other day. I've never seen it before, even though it's an old film, 20 years old. But I feel like it's a good one to have on in the background. So I'm gonna restart this.
This isn't a popularity contest. I don't care if it's the Friday before Christmas. She'll have Monday off.
Okay, I'm making tea for when Mum gets it. And also, aren't they so nice? They're kind of vintagey. Again, they remind me of something that might have been in like your granny's kitchen. But yeah, I'm just making us tea to fuel the decorating for when Mum gets here. She's almost here. But I just wanted to really quickly touch on something that I mentioned upstairs, which is just how I've been feeling about Christmas this year and kind of my new approach to Christmas. Well, not Christmas, but decorating for Christmas. Because I have to say, pretty much the only thing I don't love about decorating for Christmas is just the sheer amount of stuff. So what I've tried to do this year is only buy pieces that really feel like something that I would use this year, next year, in 5 years time, in 10 years time, and just make sure that they're really, really traditional colours, traditional prints, things that feel really timeless. Which can mean different things for different people. Maybe you're somebody that's always going to want to do a really neutral Christmas, but for me, I know that red, tartan, traditional, homely feeling pieces that, like I said, you might have seen in your granny's house or in your parents' house growing up. I really want to kind of lean towards those pieces that I feel like, well, yeah, I'll just want to use for years and years to come. I'm not going to buy any more sets of baubles, and that is because I am somebody that I love a Christmas ornament. I love a bauble. I love choosing like something really special for the tree. And also we kind of started a bit of a tradition a few years ago in my family where, because everybody knows that I am the one that loves Christmas so much, they all buy me a bauble for either my birthday, because that's just before Christmas, or just at the beginning of December, or for Christmas or whatever. And there's something that's so special about that. So I'm not going to buy any more sets of baubles. I'm going to have my tree completely mismatched, but every single ornament on my tree will have a different meaning or a different memory, or maybe it's just something that I've really, really loved that year, like my teddy bear ones I got from Burford Garden Centre. I love them. And then I just feel like I'll have a really personal collection that means something. And I kind of think that's the whole point of Christmas. It's okay, all gone. I just got a delivery. Rue, the postman's gone. Rue and the postman do not get along. Oh, I know what this is. This is my, one thing that Kenny does to me every year is he always gets my advent calendars. And for some reason, he has this thing where he gets me at least 3 every single year. I think last year I had 4. He always says, you need a chocolate in the morning, a chocolate after dinner, and then like something sweet in the middle of the day. And he's not wrong. He is not wrong. He knows me. So anyway, he always buys my advent calendars for me. But this year he told me he'd ordered a slightly different one. I've already got 2 of them over on the other side of the kitchen. But he said he'd ordered me a slightly different one, which I think is this one. Because look how fun this is. Oh, there's 12 of them. This one is from a bakery. It's called The Vegan Bakes is the company, but they're all little baked goods. So obviously I can't really open them. I'll open them with you as we get through December, but they're all like little individual baked bites, which is so fun. Completely forgotten where I was in what I was talking about before the delivery. I would just love for it to feel stripped back a little bit, I guess, and not worry about sort of themes and things being really aesthetic and perfect, because that's not, I mean, that doesn't make me happy anyway. I love the mess of it all. I've been thinking that a lot recently, actually, even about my home. I think I'm just going to, I really want to live in a home that feels like a well-loved home. I mean, you can probably see evidence of that in my kitchen because I just have all my recipe books everywhere, all of my bits and pieces. I want to start putting stuff on my fridge and just making it a well-loved home. You know what I mean? I don't know if anyone else has had a similar feeling. I think it's possibly just because there's so much on social media about kind of, you know, let's do this trend for Christmas this year, or what's in or what's out, and constant changing and trends and things. And I just want to live in a home, an environment that makes me happy, whether it's aesthetic, whether it's on trend. I really just don't care. I really couldn't care. But yeah, anyway, that was a long chat, but it's just getting my thoughts that have been in my head out. Anyway, I was making tea about 20 minutes ago, so I'm going to do that, and I will see you when Mum gets here. Let's decorate the house. Okay, we're dressed because it is finally real Christmas tree time. Is there any better day of the year than when you get your real Christmas tree? So I'm gonna go to one of my favorite farm shops that we always go to because they have got a whole kind of like Christmas tree section. They've got an ice rink. They've made it all very festive and very Christmassy. And they also have really nice dog walks over that way. And I'm gonna take Rue and take her out and then go and choose my Christmas tree, which I can't wait for. But I got dressed and then realised my outfit was completely impractical because I actually need to put leggings on and wellies because A, dog walk, B, the Christmas tree farm thing might be muddy, not sure. But before I put my wellies on, I had to show you my shoes and also my jumper. This is a new jumper and I absolutely love this. My sister said it's very 90s, which don't know if that's true. But we went to the pub last night. She said it was very 90s, but I saw this on somebody. I just thought it was such a nice jumper, like so cool. I love the colours. I'm not normally that colourful of a girl, but I think this is a really, really fun jumper. I just love it. But anyway, their jumper was, I think, from J. Crew. And honestly, I think it was like £300-400. It was a very hefty price tag anyway. And then probably because I'd looked at that one, an ad popped up and showed me this one, which is much more reasonably priced. I will link this for you because I think it's such a nice jumper. It's almost like a worn out, inside out kind of feeling to it. I love it. But anyway, my shoes, my very impractical shoes that I'm gonna have to very sadly take off. I mean, come on, are they not just the best shoes you've ever seen? They are so, I don't know if they're meant to be slippers, but I think all Uggs, am I right in saying that all Uggs were originally meant to be slippers? And then people started wearing them outside. It feels like that could be the story there. Not sure. So these do kind of give slipper, I will say that, but they've got a proper base on them, a proper sole. So I've been wearing them here, there and everywhere. And I love them so much. I love this detail. I love the stitching detail. I just think they're a really fun take on an Ugg, and they're just as comfy and just as warm. Could not love them more. I'm definitely gonna wear them tonight to Broadway Market. But one thing I will say is size down in these, because when I tried them on, I felt like I was very much between two sizes. And the advice I was given is to size down, and that was good advice because obviously all of this kind of flattens and you get a bit more room. So I would say if you're between, definitely size down. I will link them. But yeah, I'm gonna go put my wellies on and then we can take Rue for a nice walk and then we can go and pick our Christmas tree, which is always weirdly quite stressful for me because I'm the world's most indecisive person. So I'm really hoping the right one just stands out clearly to me today, but it never does. I'm always agonizing over, should I take this one or this one? And I also have that thing, we've spoken about this before, but I also have that thing where I get kind of like empathy and feel sorry for inanimate objects. You know, when they say children, you have to leave their teddies in pairs so they're not alone? Still me to this day, like that's how I feel about things. So once I've said, I'm such a weirdo about things like this, but once I've like said, oh, I think I'm gonna have this Christmas tree, or I think this is the one, if I then see one that I prefer, I feel guilty about leaving the one that thought it was coming home. Anyone else, or is that just me that's a complete weirdo? Also, what is that? Has anyone got a name for it, like a term for it? Is this a thing that other people experience? I'm sure it is, but I get it about everything, like Christmas ornaments, anything, just anything. I get it about everything. Anyway, I'm gonna put my wellies on and let's go choose a tree. Rui, what are you doing? What do you want? Looking for fish, this is what she does. You know that word. Look, Mum needs to get onto yours. Come on, go on. Good girl, good girl. Who remembers in the summer when this was completely dry because we had that drought? Rue absolutely loves the water. If I say the word fish, she will run to the river and start trying to see them. She's desperate to get in, but it's too deep today, Rui, and it's so cold, you'd be freezing. Rue, let's go. Good girl. Okay, the tree is up. This probably took me 40 minutes to choose this tree, but I'm really happy with it. I think it's a really nice one. So now we just have to decorate. Okay, first things first is my train. This goes around, it's longer than this, and it goes around on a track at the base of the tree. And I got this a couple of years ago, and it's still one of my favourite bits. Okay, ready? Yay! It's naughty, isn't it? These are the ones that we got this year. This one I got a few years ago because I thought it looks like Poppy. Mum got me these bumblebees, I think last year or maybe the year before. I don't think there's any room for the star, so I think I might have to go without the star this year. Excuse the weird angle that we're at. I'm trying to get some light but also avoid direct sunlight so that you can see me, I can see you, everybody can see is what we're aiming for here. It's on this weird angle in my bedroom. But I wanted to show you something because before I went away I got a delivery of like a huge restock on all of my empties, so all of my skincare. I'm out of breath because I've had a coffee and then come upstairs and carried this box of all these things upstairs. But sometimes when I've had too much coffee, I'm like trying to catch my breath. But anyway, got this huge restock of all of my empties, like I was saying. So my skincare, my bits that I use in the shower, like moisturizers, tans, some bits for my hair maybe. But anyway, because they're all the things that I use the most, I just thought I'd share them with you. These are things that I get time and time and time again. I use all of these things every single day. And I get all of them. Do you remember a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago now, I did like a mini version of this on some restocks of the things that I use the most. And I was saying that I always get it from Cult Beauty because I just think Cult Beauty always have the best prices, and most importantly, their next day delivery is unmatched. Because for me, living where I live in the middle of nowhere basically, next day delivery, take it with a pinch of salt. Sometimes it will come the next day, sometimes it will come 3 days later. I still get delivery men that don't know how to find my house because I live up kind of like a private driveway. Often things just don't make their way here, but Cult Beauty always gets here. So yeah, and if you're anything like me, I am not organised enough. Even though these are products that I use every single day, I'm not organised enough to think, oh, that's running low, I'll order a new one. I'm always at the bottom of the bottle and thinking, oh God, I need a new one tomorrow. I was saying all of this a few weeks ago or a couple of months ago, and somebody that works at Cult Beauty saw that video and said next time I do a restock, they would very kindly send it to me, which is basically a girl's dream come true. So this is not an ad, it's not like a paid ad or anything like that, but they did give me a discount code. Now with it being, is it Cyber Weekend? I should know this. This feels like something that I should know. This is such a side note, but just something, you know, this week, bearing in mind like content creation is my job. The thing is about content creation being my job is that because it started and it still is just something that I do because I love creating videos and I love sharing them with you and I love that whole side of things. I just think I'm not very good at any other bits of it. I'm not very good at, because my point being, I always see like every single other content creator has got these like huge lists of all these things that like all these incredible offers and things for Black Friday, and they obviously have in their calendar like all the dates for Black Friday, Cyber Week, all of those things. I share all of those things with you and they've got all the codes ready to go. And then there's just me, just making my little Christmassy video. I have not shared a single, I think I might have shared one Black Friday thing. And that's it. Anyway, that's such a tangent, but I think what got me onto that is I was just saying I'm sure that Cult Beauty they always seem to have offers on and deals on, hence why I always shop on there, but I'm sure they've got all of the Black Friday, Cyber Weekend, if it is Cyber Weekend, this is what I mean, hopeless. I thought it might be good to give you some ideas for Christmas and just things like that. But I'm just going to pull things out of the box kind of randomly. I'm going to start with the skincare that I use every single day. So these two products I use every single day, twice a day without fail. They come everywhere with me and I couldn't love them more. So I take my makeup off and I cleanse using the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser. I just find this is really gentle on my skin, really good at removing all of my makeup and gives me no problems. Like, it doesn't dry my skin out, doesn't break me out, doesn't, you know, it's just very unproblematic, very gentle, and I love this product. And then this I could not live without. This is one of the best products. I probably found this maybe about a year ago. I don't know what I did before this. So this is the Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant. So it's a manual exfoliant, which just means that it's kind of textured and actually manually exfoliates, rather than, I know there's loads of chemical exfoliants, which my skin, I think they're a little bit harsh on my skin, maybe the chemical exfoliants. So I absolutely love this. It's like a really grown up, gentle version of if you were like me and used to scrub probably the top 10 layers of your skin with Suntives, you know, the apricot scrub by Suntives, that brand. This is the grown-up version of that, and it's so gentle and it makes your skin so unbelievably soft and so glowy. You honestly, this is like my glass skin product. It's so good. And then once my makeup's off and my skin is clean, I will go in, depending on whether it's day or night, using one of these products. Now, I do have to say these are definitely two products that I really do splurge on. They are not reasonably priced, let's put it that way. They're really not reasonably priced, but I have to say I buy them both time and time and time again, especially the Sicily Paris evening nighttime moisturizer, because I don't know what I did before this, sadly don't know what I would do after this, and I don't know how my bank account copes with my obsession with this product, because they are pricey. But I thought, oh, my camera's gonna die, one sec, we're back. But I was just actually in the process of attempting to pronounce. We're gonna go with Augustinus Beda, the Rich Cream. This is the most beautiful moisturizer. It's so hydrating. It just feels gorgeous on your skin. It just gets the job done, and I do absolutely love this. But I will also say that another favorite of mine that is not quite the same price point is the Rhode Barrier Cream. It's a very, very thick moisturizer, but if you're looking for something at this time of year that's really, really hydrating and it's going to give you that glow, then I do love the Rhode Barrier Cream. I think that's really good as well. And then this I've spoken about before. It's the Sicily Paris Self-Tanning Hydrating Facial Skincare. I use this every single night because it's really hydrating, and also it's got a little bit of tannin, so you just wake up with that really gorgeous glow. And at this time of year I definitely need it. Or actually, don't know why I'm saying this time of year, let's be honest, I'm pale for the entire year, so I need this all year round. And it's just such a gorgeous all-in-one product, because you get the tan, you get the glow, but it's also really hydrating at the same time. Okay, so then on the topic of tanning, these are two products that I, again, use time and time again. I've used them for absolutely years. I love them. So let's start with this one. This is the By Terry Tea to Tan Face and Body. So this is, let me take it out of the box. This is like, I've actually got another one that I've used this morning over there, but this is basically an instant tan. What I use this for every single day, it's got a little spray pump, is to match my face to my neck and my body. Because I use the tanning, the Sicily Paris tanning drops on my face, sometimes I need that to then match my neck, and especially if I use any bronzer. I mean, I don't have any bronzer on today, as we can probably see, but if I'm using bronzer, then I always want to warm up my neck so that everything just feels like it matches. This is also really gorgeous if you haven't tanned and then you've got last minute like dinner plans or something and you just want a little bit of extra glow. I've got it on today on my neck and then just on my chest area, because that's all that's out in this jumper. It doesn't really transfer, and like I said, it's so easy because it sprays. I just spray a few pumps over and then use a big brush, like a big makeup brush, just to like buff it in. That's one of my tanning essentials all year round. And then I actually took this away with me, so it is half empty already, but this is the Tan Luxe, the Gradual Illuminating Gradual Tan Lotion. So my tan is never real. Whatever level of tan I have, it's never real, because I don't really sit in the sun. I also wouldn't tan even if I did. My complexion is so fair, and also we all know that sitting in the sun is not that good for us. So Anytime I look tan, just know it's not real. And in the winter, this is my favourite product. I use it on a tanning mitt and I just blend it in. I've never found this to be streaky ever. It's what I've got on now. It's what I will use for the rest of the winter. And I just think it's a really, really great product, and it's also moisturising at the same time, which is great. And then two other body products that I use every single day are from one of my absolute favourite brands, which is Pi. Pi is such a good brand to buy from. Not only are their products incredible, they're really natural, they're good for all skin types, like really, really sensitive skin, they're amazing for that. They really work, they're just really good products, but also they are one of the only beauty brands that I know of that genuinely do everything in-house in the UK. So their full manufacturing, I've actually been to their factory. I went to their factory a couple of months ago and it was fascinating, and I was already sold on the brand before I went, but even more so having visited and seen sort of how much care goes into their products. They really are truly sustainable as well. It's not kind of greenwashing, is that what it's called? They are such an amazing brand. The products are amazing, and you can also feel really, really good about buying them because it's a fully British brand, including all of the manufacturing. And they really care about their full supply chain. But anyway, I could talk for hours about how much I love Pi. But these are two products that I use every single day. So one of them is their body wash. It's the Gentle Genius Barrier Care range. And I use their body wash every single day because it's really gentle on the skin. I know that the ingredients, they really care about the ingredients. There's going to be nothing harsh in here at all for my skin. So I use that every day. And then I also use their soothing body cream for the same reason, just because I trust the ingredients that are in this. It really works. It's really moisturising, and especially in the winter, I don't know if anybody else gets this, but when the central heating is on, I need to moisturise every single day. So I use this every day. So they're kind of like body care products that I use all the time. And then finally, I wanted to include this because this comes into the category. Do you remember in the last vlog, I was talking about what makes a really good present? And I always think a really gorgeous present is something that you wouldn't necessarily justify buying for yourself. So something that it's kind of luxury within its category, even if it's just, you know, a really, really gorgeous luxury chocolate that you think, I don't need to spend £7 on a chocolate bar. But when someone buys it for you, it's such a gorgeous kind of indulgent treat. I can't remember what we were talking about. I think maybe we were talking about slippers, expensive slippers, because my white company slippers I love so much. But this definitely comes into that category. So this is the Aesop hand wash and hand lotion set. I like having this in my bathroom downstairs because that's the one that guests will obviously most often use. And I just think there's something about having in your guest bathroom a really, really gorgeous, luxurious soap that I love using. They're lovely products. They smell amazing. They're also just in really lovely packaging. And it's kind of one of those completely unnecessary little luxuries that it just feels nice to have. And that's everything that I got in this little restock. But I just wanted to show you that because I feel like we never really talk about beauty bits or skincare bits, and I thought that was a good one because they're the products. They're like my ride or die, use them every single day products. And I thought maybe it might give you some ideas for Christmas. I realised earlier, because I talk about Broadway Christmas market so much and we go every single year, I kind of didn't explain. I mean, I guess it's kind of self-explanatory. It's a Christmas market, surprise, surprise. But it's really Broadway itself that makes the market so special because Broadway is so beautiful. And when they do all of the Christmas lights down the high street there, they do it so tastefully, and it just really is so beautiful there at this time of year anyway. And then for, I think it's 2 nights in December, one night in November because it's still November today. So 1 night in November and then 1 night in December, all of the shops there open late. I think only till kind of 7, 8 o'clock. There's a band playing Christmas songs and there's mulled wine and mince pies, and it's just so festive, and it's just all with the most beautiful backdrop. So it's always such a nice evening, and it's just the perfect way to kick off December and really get into the festive spirit. Look how sweet these are. We both have a tea and a mince pie. And the post box is also really nice. This was my first doctor's. Look at how sweet this little mouse is, and then there's also this little owl.